Right now at 10, a case of West Nile virus detected in Eau Claire County. And La Crosse election officials say absentee voting turnout Tuesday was higher than 2020. Plus, the Family and Children's Center hosting its annual fundraiser.
Watching WKDT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily is off tonight. Police have arrested a man possibly connected to a death in Fountain City. According to Buffalo County Sheriff Mike Osmond, a landlord sent deputies to a mobile home Wednesday to evict 2 people. They found a 57-year-old woman dead in the home, and it looked like she'd been dead for weeks. Police also discovered 58 cats and 13 dogs in the home. Those animals are now at local shelters. The sheriff's office is investigating the death and conducting an autopsy. Authorities have not released the arrested suspect's name. His charges are pending. Testimony over video evidence dominated day 6 of Adam Fravel's murder trial in Mankato. Law enforcement say they obtained footage from sources showing Madeline Kingsbury's car traveling on Highway 43. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension says it examined both Kingsbury and Fravel's phones and home security cameras. They found that those security cameras were active until March 29th, 2 days before Kingsbury disappeared. Prosecutors also showed text exchanges between Fravel and Kingsbury that indicated Fravel had been physically abusive. A human case of West Nile virus has been identified in Eau Claire County. This is the county's first case of West Nile this year. On average, Wisconsin sees about 18 reported cases. Around 80% of people who are infected don't get sick, but officials say it's always a good idea to prevent mosquito bites with bug spray and long-sleeve clothing.
Well, that rainfall we really needed, we did get some, and currently a lot of areas are still getting some of that rainfall that's come through the area. Right now, La Crosse is up to 410. Some other areas outside, 1/4 of an inch. It's a 6-hour rainfall, so some of the areas out to the east have not gotten it quite yet. And Eau Claire, although it says 0, the sensor up there is not working. They've actually around the area gotten 3 to maybe 4 tenths too. So all in all, everyone's got some have gotten a lot more. You get to that blue shade, you're working up about a 1/2 inch of precipitation right now. The one thing is that it has now pushed really east of La Crosse. It's down to southwest Wisconsin to Black River Falls, even east of Eau Claire. So really the precipitation for a lot of areas, it's going to be over with now. And if you time it out, only really far southwest Wisconsin, the Wisconsin River, will see any type of precipitation probably lasting for maybe a couple more hours. All in all, you're going to wake up to dry conditions, getting back to 55 degrees at noon. But notice the wind out of that northwest. So you will feel that in the morning because of that cooler air kind of coming behind the cold front. Same story for Eau Claire, 55 with that brisk northwest wind too. All in all, it should be really a nice Friday, although with that northwest wind, temperatures pretty seasonable. We'll kind of break down what the weekend looks like. And if you want warm, short sleeve weather, we got that in the forecast for next week too.
Well, how about that? You just got a little something for everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg. First Lady Jill Biden and Minnesota First Lady Gwen Walz will be campaigning in La Crosse on Monday. That's according to a Harris-Walz campaign official. This will be the pair's first campaign event together, though campaign staff have not yet shared any specific details for this visit to La Crosse. Walz was in La Crosse last month for a presidential debate watch party with Democrats. Biden has not visited La Crosse, but she has made several visits to the Badger State this cycle. Wisconsin saw 97,000 absentee ballots submitted on the first day of early voting this week. That's almost 20,000 more from the last presidential election. The La Crosse City Clerk's office reports the city had more than 900 ballots cast on day 1, about 200 more than 2020. The clerk says things are running smoothly across the city's 5 polling locations. Now, News 8 received a tip this week that accessible voting machines were not available at some of those polling locations. Clerk Nikki Elson confirmed Tuesday with us that only City Hall indeed had a machine. State law says an accessible machine must be at every polling place on election day, but doesn't have any requirements for early voting days. Elson says that initial decision just came down to a logistical issue.
I only have 13 units. I'm a little concerned about taking my units out of the building because if they get damaged, if they get dropped, if they get, I don't have a machine then for election day where it's required.
Now, since our interview, the clerk's office has decided those machines will be at each polling place starting tomorrow. Two Midwestern health systems are set to merge. South Dakota-based Sanford Health and Marshfield Clinic are combining forces. Sanford is the largest rural health system in the U.S. with 45 hospitals and more than 200 clinics. Marshfield has locations across Wisconsin, including several in the Chippewa Valley. The combined nonprofit system expects to improve patient outcomes for their more than 400,000 members. The merger is expected to be finished by the end of the year. A group of students from La Crosse Central High School walked out of school in a peaceful protest today. The effort was put together by the school's Feminist Equality Movement Club, protesting limitations on women's reproductive rights. The walkout looks to raise awareness for the cause ahead of the election, whether you'll be casting a ballot or not.
I think it's important for our community to know that even if you can't vote, you're not old enough to vote, it's still important that you have a say and you have an opinion on what's going on in our country.
About 40 students attended that protest. It ran from about 1 o'clock until the end of the school day. This week, La Crosse County Health and Human Services is partnering with local police for crisis intervention training. Today, officers participated in a Hearing Voices demonstration in which they went about their daily work while wearing headphones, simulating voices in their head. Organizers say the exercise allows officers insight on what those with mental illness may be experiencing and provides them with essential de-escalation skills.
Officers are responding sometimes to somebody's worst day and their worst moment in time, and we want to make sure that we provide the officers with the skills so everybody is safe.
Officers from La Crosse, Trempealeau, and Vernon counties are participating in this 5-day training. Tomorrow, they'll tour local mental health facilities and then put their training to action with some live scenarios. A UW La Crosse program is providing higher education access for single parents. The university today hosted a scholarship breakfast for students and donors who are involved in the Self-Sufficiency Program. SSP is a free 10-week class to support single parents and other adults as they look into local college options. Program graduates can then apply for scholarships to help them during their first 4 semesters in college. Officials say the program helps different generations reach their academic goals.
It's tough to get a degree, whether it's associate's or a bachelor's, but many do, and it's about giving them a good start and confidence, growing confidence.
Donations collected during that breakfast help fund the SSP scholarships, which range from $350 to $1,000 per semester. Family and Children's Center hosted its 3rd annual Bridges to Better Tomorrow fundraiser in La Crosse tonight. The event aims to raise money to support the center and the programs they provide. The nonprofit's goal is to provide services to strengthen families and promote individual well-being. They hope to raise $700,000 by the end of the year. The CEO says the support they receive is vital to continue their work in the community.
There's absolutely no way that we could possibly provide the over 28 programs that we do without our donors and without our partners and without our friends in the community. There's just absolutely no way. But I think they do because they believe in the work we do, they believe in the impact that we make.
If you missed today's event and would still like to donate, the link will be available on our digital platforms. A local school is helping promote literacy through shared reading. The 19th annual Jumpstart Read for the Record kicked off at Northwoods International School today. Students from Logan High School also got involved by reading this year's featured book, Piper Chen Sings, to the kids. The book highlights themes on self-expression, overcoming self-doubt, and supportive family relationships. One teacher at Northwoods says students receive necessary attention thanks to some assistance from the high schoolers.
Gives them that more one-on-one attention and that connection with a high schooler that they just adore and look up to as they are participating.
To enhance the day's engagement and enjoyment, students took part in a story walk along the outdoor path where various pages of the book were able to be showcased. A nearly 3-decade-old case is being revisited. Why a judge is calling for the release of the Menendez brothers. After this.
From cozy breakfast nooks to formal dining areas, Ashley has versatile dining options that fit any space and style, starting at just $499.99. And receive a $250 mattress credit with the purchase of any 6-piece bedroom set. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Hi, I'm Danielle, General Manager here at the Board Store. In 1989, when I first saw my dad on the TV talking about high quality and low prices, I wasn't quite sure how I felt. But now, 35 years later, with this exceptional showroom, high quality products, knowledgeable staff, and the best installation crews in the area, I couldn't be more proud. And we look forward to continuing to serve all your home improvement needs for many more years to come. Come see us at the Board Store.
Welcome to Washington, D.C. You got a bunch of loudmouth, preening politicians. It's absolute chaos. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after 26 years as a Navy SEAL, there's a few things that I learned. You stay on mission, you know what you're fighting for, and sometimes you gotta get a little dirty to finish the job. Let's go, kids. Not you. Not you. You. Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh, please. Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. She made her living trying to elect Democrat extremists. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. No wonder extremists like AOC are spending big bucks to elect liberals like Cook. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Looking for a better night's sleep? Ashley Sleep offers 3 different mattress lines for every body, from soft, cloud-like comfort to firm next-level support. Or wake up on the bright side of the bed with a Nectar mattress starting at $7.99. Now available at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
The Los Angeles DA today called for the early release of the Menendez brothers, convicted in a double murder case that captivated the nation in the 90s. If the parole board and a judge both approve the request, the pair would be set free after serving more than 3 decades of a life sentence. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti reports on the combination of factors that led up to it.
Tonight, a dramatic twist in a long-running legal drama.
I came to a place where I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate.
As family members stood by in support, LA's district attorney outlined his reasons for seeking the early release of Lyle and Eric Menendez, 35 years after they brutally murdered their parents.
I believe that they have paid their debt to society. And I do believe that the brothers were subjected to a tremendous amount of dysfunction in the home and molestation.
That new evidence, years of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse, mostly excluded from the jury that convicted them of first-degree murder, some of it emerging last year when Roy Rosello of the boy band Menudo claimed he was raped by Jose Menendez in the 1980s.
Yo tuve una semana con un dolor terrible.
He had been forced to have sex with Jose Menendez as a child numerous times.
Neri Inclán produced that documentary and has met several times with the Menendez brothers. She says that for the first time in decades, they now have a glimmer of hope.
Is the prison system about housing bodies, or is the prison system about rehabilitation? These brothers have been rehabilitated.
Some prosecutors in the DA's office oppose any release, adamant that this was a crime about money and not abuse. Family members have been mostly united, pleading for their freedom.
This step gives us all hope that the truth will finally be heard and that Lyle and Eric can begin to heal from the trauma of their past.
And at least one family member is against their release. The attorney for the brothers say they could be home before Thanksgiving, though legal experts we've spoken with say that's unlikely. So what's next? The case will be handed over to a judge who will hold a hearing in about 4 weeks. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Los Angeles.
We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Well, we got some rain we actually needed, but the good news is Friday and the weekend, pleasant conditions and even getting warmer towards early next week. I'll break that all down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Right now at International Furniture, get store-wide fall savings on all the brands you know and trust. Fjords, Durham Bedroom, Norwalk, Hooker, Flex Steel, and Hancock and more. Hurry in today for the best selection and savings. International Furniture, I-90 Exit 2, La Crosse.
You wouldn't pour OJ this way, and you don't have to pour paint this way either.
Try Dutch Boy Platinum Plus paint in the twist and pour container with a built-in spout. Easy to hold, open, and pour. Only at Menards. Dutch Boy paints make transforming your world easy.
Racist and offensive. Ryan Hipsch's social media history tells us who he really is. In one post, Hipsch said that he wanted a hat with the N-word embroidered on it. In another, Hipsch aims a rifle and comments that he can't wait to kill Muslims using a slur. Then wrote, LOL, that was racist. And that's just the beginning. Hipsch's social media posts are full of degrading terms for women and people with disabilities. Tell Ryan Hipsch that his agenda is too extreme for the Cooley region.
Eric Hovde's trying to scare you. The truth is, no sex change surgeries take place on minors in Wisconsin. 0. And Tammy Baldwin didn't give funding to a transgender clinic. It's actually a youth homeless shelter. Eric Hovde knows that. But he's a billionaire banker who thinks he can lie about anything, including falsely attacking Tammy Baldwin by questioning her personal life. Wisconsin's better than Eric Hovde.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Right now at International Furniture, get store-wide fall savings on all the brands you know and trust. Fjords, Durham Bedroom, Norwalk, Hooker, Flex Steel, and Hancock and more. Hurry in today for the best selection and savings. International Furniture, I-90 Exit 2, La Crosse.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Well, we certainly could use the rain, and we did get some of it this evening. Not enough to really bust out of this drought, which were some areas still well over 3.5 inches short since September 1st. But right now, the main line is beginning to push into southwest Wisconsin. It's east of Black River Falls. This white box here indicates that some of the thunderstorms along this line could contain some gusty winds. In fact, La Crosse Airport had a gust up to 50 miles per hour as it came through. So just some gusty areas and even some small hail. But as you notice, the backside is already getting across our area and actually less cloud cover. The front is still to the north. This thing is kind of outpacing the front that's going to be coming through. But as we go throughout the night, that's going to pass through. I think showers and a few thunderstorms will continue for at least the Wisconsin River area and east of that probably until for a couple more hours. But then as you wake up, a lot of clear skies. There'll be a few clouds out there. That wind will start picking out of the northwest behind the front, which will pass through in about another 3 or 4 hours. That'll be the thing you'll notice. A little bit gusty winds, breezy, and then throughout the morning hours, a few clouds here, but you'll notice a little chill in the air with a cooler air mass with this coming through. But all in all, it should be a pretty nice morning commute that way. So dry and cooler for Friday. Our temperatures will come back down to the upper 50s, low 60s. Seasonable temperatures Saturday, less wind. That'll probably be the bigger difference between Friday and Saturday, and definitely milder Sunday. Really a fantastic day. It'll be in the 60s with light winds. And then we get warm and windy for Monday, and the 70s likely are going to return, and it's going to even get warmer for Tuesday. For tomorrow's high, as I mentioned, we're going to be upper 50s, low 60s, a little bit above average, but cooler than we saw for Thursday. But you'll notice the wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour, could be a little gusty at times out of the northwest. That'll be really keeps those temperatures feeling a little bit cooler than what would be. Saturday's lows going into today, we'll see actually pretty chilly as we go into Saturday morning. We're looking at 20s and 30s, more seasonable, but definitely it'll be a colder start for Saturday. But the winds will be lighter in the afternoon, so we're looking at temperatures right where we should be, mid-50s to the low 50s, light winds, plenty of sunshine, more clouds Saturday night because things begin to take a turn as we go through Sunday. This really ridge and warm air to the west is going to begin to lift north. The jet's going to go well up into Canada, and we're going to see warm air begin to shift our direction come Sunday and beyond as a large system begins to impact the west coast. So while they get some rain and snow actually in the mountains and rain in the valleys, we're going to start seeing the winds pick up out of the southwest. We're going to get really warm and eventually windy potentially too come Tuesday before eventually this front along this jet right here begins to push east and we start turning into more rain come probably Wednesday and Thursday. And this could be significant rainfall if it sets up just right, and it could stall over here through about early Thursday. So there's a potential to get even more rain next week, along with very warm temperatures. In fact, we might get 80, but as you notice, the record for getting the latest 80 is November 1st. So it won't be quite a record, but we could see actually some daily records come in Monday and Tuesday. And if you look at those low temperatures, they'll be struggling to get below 60 at times too. So that's the big story going into next week. But overall for the weekend, pretty nice overall end of October weekend, really. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Upper 50s, low 60s, and a great weekend to take care of those leaves, Ken.
Because I've been putting it off.
Yeah. You won't have wind to deal with.
All right. Well, there's a saving grace right there.
There you go.
Thank you, Greg. Now I remember what I have to do this weekend.
Exactly.
Hey, coming up next in sports, staying alive. Which area volleyball teams would fight to see another day? Postseason play from both Wisconsin and Minnesota coming your way courtesy of Jacob next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Lane's Farm and Fleet's Fall Workwear event is going on now. We've got unbeatable deals on quality boots and apparel to help your hard-earned dollars go further. Like men's Wrangler, cargo, and work pants, half price, just $27.49 while supplies last. All Wolverine and Cat work boots are on sale, 20% off. And get $30 in Carhartt bucks for every $125 you spend on Carhartt gear.
The hardest working people in America find value at Lane's Farm and Fleet.
I believe in bringing people together, like my family and neighbors did when I was growing up on the north side of La Crosse. And now that I'm in the state legislature, it's why I focus on bipartisanship, because my whole being is focused on bringing people together to find solutions to make everyone a winner. I've appreciated the opportunity to be your state representative, and if I'm reelected, that's what I'm going to continue to do. My entire focus will be on bringing people together to make Wisconsin a better state.
My husband and I were elated to find out that we would be having another baby. But after many tests, my doctors agreed that we had to terminate the pregnancy. It was the worst day of my life. You should know that Eric Hubdy supports laws that stop me and my doctor from making that decision. And that's a ban with no exceptions in cases of rape or incest. It's a ban that could turn doctors into criminals. He opposes abortion, period.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad. I work hard and do things the right way. Tammy Baldwin doesn't. She pretends she's standing up for the working people. But the truth is, she's cozying up to Wall Street. Baldwin's girlfriend is a Wall Street executive who helps the rich avoid paying taxes and benefited from the massive bailouts Tammy voted for. Tammy and her girlfriend get richer while we struggle. Tammy Baldwin is a fraud.
I'm Eric Hubdy, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
One of the most frustrating things I see is married folks letting money fights ruin their relationship. The reason this happens is because they're simply not on the same page, they're not on the same team. Money management is a team sport. If you want to learn more about money management, come see me, both of you. I'll be the bad guy, I'll be the referee, and get you on track.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
All right, a lot to get to tonight, so let's not waste any time getting into some highlights. We'll begin with a classic MVC rivalry on the volleyball court. Fourth meeting of the year between Onalaska and Central, each match separated by just one set. Toppers playing well early as Ellie Moscati picks up a point with the dump in enemy territory, 15-6. Central trying to show some fight as their senior leader, Leah Schielt, clicks return to sender. Then Anna showing some great defense themselves. Nice dig in the back. Ball ricochets awkwardly off the ceiling. Moscati saves it, and McKenna McGarry rolls it over to make it 17-10. The visitors take the first set 25-21, and they go on to take this one in a sweep. Hilltoppers will take on top seed Middleton Saturday at 5 p.m. Top seed in all of Division III, Aquinas doing battle with Darlington tonight. Pick this one up late second set. Blue Gold's up comfortably and extend that lead as Sammy Davis soars for the kill than the hosts out of system coming up here, but still finding ways to make things happen. Catherine Salvadelli goes cross court and the Redbirds cannot return it. Aquinas takes the set. Set 3, visitors showing some fight. It's Maddie Gratz picking up the solo block in the middle. Darlington would jump out to a 10-1 lead and end up taking the set. The Blue Golds would get it together in set 4 and they advance to the regional final. And Aquinas will face Richland Center, who took down Luther in a 5-set thriller. That game at 7 on Saturday. Elsewhere, sticking in the coulee, Viroqua gets a set from second-seeded Cuba City, but their season comes to a close. In Division 2, West Salem takes down Reedsburg in 4 sets. McKenna Ely with 17 kills in that one. And in D1, Holman makes quick work of Baraboo, winning in straight sets. They'll have Wanakee on Saturday. Across the Mississippi we go as Mabel Canton hosting Houston. First set, Cougars looking to get hot. Kaylee Kleppe would get things going, painting the Lions with that kill and keeping it in. Later on, the facilitator, Sahara Morkin, getting back to work. Backward set to Kinley Soiney. No problem as Soiney hits it to the hardwood. And then it's Morkin again, spreading around the love, this time to Sajel Slafter. As she knocks it past the Houston defense, the Cougars would run away with this one as they take it 3-0. Staying in Minnesota, we got Caledonia facing off against PEM. Caledonia already up 2-0 and looking to add to it. The cross-court pass reaches Elsa Blum, who sends it down. Then it was the senior's turn. Liv Myrie is going to show no fear as she swats it down for the kill as the Warriors take a commanding lead, and Myrie would have her way in this one as she finds a soft spot coming up against the defense and hammers it by them as her squad would roll away with this one 3-0. A couple other scores to report. Lilla Crescent volleyball season comes to an end versus Cannon Falls in straight sets. And Cotter handles Lake City to improve to 22-4 on the year. Ramblers will face off with Lewiston Altura in Rochester next Tuesday. Division 4 boys soccer action. 2-seed Aquinas hosting Northland Lutheran. David Onyebor gives it a go to start here, but saved by Ethan Stark. Then the Wildcats hoping to strike off a free kick, but Sawyer Weichman's header is going to go just a bit wide. And then just 20 minutes in, Blue Golds with another really good chance, but Stark sends it back, and after Vincent Barr's attempt and Brent Marcusson's follow-up misses wide. Still scoreless until some good lead-up play gets paid off with a goal. Barr is going to find the slightest of angles, and he knows what to do with it. Northland Lutheran would tie this one up to send it to OT, but Kaylin Smith knocks in the game winner to send Aquinas on. How about that, Ken?
Love it.
Gotta
love a soccer.
The drama. Busy night, though, even more tomorrow with the Friday Night Frenzy.
Of course.
It's a great time of the year. I mean, it sucks to see a season come to a close for these athletes,
Sure.
but the joy that they get from these wins is top-notch.
It's something else. So great focus on local. Tough night for Vikings fans as well tonight. Losing to the Rams and very questionable no call at the end of that one.
Yeah, tough safety there. So they've lost 2 in a row. So we'll see where their season goes from here. But
NFC North continues to be an interesting one.
Yeah, sure is. And Friday Night Frenzy tomorrow. We'll see you there.
All right. Thanks. Jacob, thanks very much. We got more news right after this.
It's the weekend clearance at Drury's in Fountain. Incredible savings on America's finest furniture. We're clearing our showrooms to make way for fresh new introductions with hundreds of items reduced to their lowest prices ever. You'll save hundreds of dollars on top brands like Smith Brothers, Daniels Amish, and Flex Steel. Bedrooms, casual dining, sofas, even premium leather, all priced to go. You'd better hurry because you won't see furniture of this quality at these prices again. The weekend clearance, this weekend only, at Drury's in Fountain.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh, please. Don't be fooled by Rebecca Cook. She made her living trying to elect Democrat extremists. Cook proudly supported radicals who want to defund police, end cash bail, and throw open the border. No wonder extremists like AOC are spending big bucks to elect liberals like Cook. Rebecca Cook, just another liberal trying to fool you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Kamala wouldn't change a thing? Their weakness invited wars, welfare for illegals, while Americans struggle. Now Kamala wants higher taxes on top of higher prices. We can't afford 4 more years of Kamala.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Pumpkin pie Wurzel.
wow, this is good. What's it called? A Whizzle?
Espresso Wurzel.
Thank you. Tastes just like a coffee shop. I love Wurzies.
Door County Cherry Wurzel.
Yum! These whirlies are amazing.
Did someone order a dill pickle Wurzel?
That's mine. It's a Wurzel. Delicious.
They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. Why hasn't she done it?
For years, radical Kamala Harris created the border crisis. Thousands of accused murderers, rapists, even terrorists pour in. Each crime they commit makes American victims. Innocent victims of Kamala's open border agenda. They were bludgeoned, raped, strangled, stabbed, shot, and murdered. Kamala created the border crisis. She won't fix it now. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Rotary members in the La Crosse area took on polio today with some paddles. The club put on a Pickleball for Polio event over at Blue Zone Pickleball on La Crosse's north side. It's to recognize World Polio Day. The fundraiser invited the community to learn how to play the sport and even participate in a tournament. Rotary clubs nationwide have been working toward reaching a goal of a polio-free world for 45 years. And organizers say fundraising and volunteering continue to make a difference against the disease.
We're at about 99% job done. I mean, it's eliminated in North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia. Now we just have 2 countries in the Middle East, Afghanistan, Pakistan.
Tonight's event hoped to raise $5,000. Greg's going to have one final check of your forecast right after these messages.
The lawyer you choose makes a difference because you get this one chance to get this right, and you want somebody that's going to fight for you and get you the resolution that you need. I'm so glad that I called BGR.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Donald Trump makes a lot of promises, but we can be sure of one thing. If he wins, he'll ignore all checks that rein in a president's power. It's all in Trump's Project 2025 agenda. What does that mean for you? Higher cost on groceries, cuts to Social Security and Medicare, more tax breaks for billionaires, and a national abortion ban putting women's health at risk. A second Trump term, more unhinged, unstable, and unchecked.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More sofas, more recliners, more mattresses, more of everything. You're going to find whatever you want, and you're going to find plenty of it. And it's all priced to go with 0% easy payment plans available. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else. Come visit us today.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
This illegal immigrant was recently arrested in southwestern Wisconsin for a sexually violent attack on a woman, a suspected Venezuelan gang member who entered the U.S. just last year. Unfortunately, Steve Doyle supports sanctuary cities that protect criminals like this, and Doyle opposed sending resources to secure the border to keep dangerous criminals like Alejandro Jose Coronel Zarate away from our families. Steve Doyle's failures are destroying Wisconsin lives. Steve Doyle, unwilling to secure the border, unfit to serve.
Ram is built to serve, and you'll find the Ram you're looking for at Pischke Motors in West Salem or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
It's the Ram Power Day sales event. Stop into Pischke Motors now to get over 20% off MSRP on a 2024 Ram 1500 or get 0.9% APR for 72 months. With unparalleled durability, towing, hauling, Ram has you covered. Hurry in. This offer ends October 31st.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
25 years as a police officer, I'm trained to spot a lie when I see one.
Take it from me, these ads against Rebecca Cook are false.
They're not worth the special interest dollars that are funding them.
Rebecca's one of us.
She comes from a family of first responders and veterans.
She's a strong supporter of more funding for law enforcement.
She'd never defund the police.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message because I'll always put safety first.
And Derek Van Orden just puts himself first.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
All right, tomorrow it's cooler. We'll have more sun out there. All in all, not too bad of temperatures. That northwest wind will kind of be breezy in the morning, so you definitely will feel that. Otherwise, the weekend, very seasonable Saturday. We warm up Sunday, and look at those temperatures for Monday and Tuesday. We could potentially hit 80 again before it's more signals coming in that we're going to get wet Wednesday and Thursday, and it could be significant rainfall if it sets up just right. But yeah, if you got leaves, if you don't take care of them Sunday, they might be gone Monday or Tuesday, being blown one direction or the other.
Well, then they could be in my neighbor's yard.
There you
and
go.
It becomes their problem.
Exactly.
Just kidding, Tom. I'll take care of mine. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.